to my channel. My name is Farida, winner for the Abuja and Environs Division in the recently concluded pattern writing competition organized by Open Day for Handcrafters Nigeria. I suddenly feel like Khaleesi calling all that out. Anyway, so heads up, this is not a sponsored video. I just thought it would be nice to share how I created the beauty that is called the costus spectabilis, and in the process just appreciate some brands. So just in case you hear me calling out some brands, this is not a sponsored video, so you can like, share and subscribe for more related contents. And without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so these are the materials we'll be needing to make this plant. You can find everything in the pattern, which I left a link for in the description, so you can just check the description for the link to get the pattern. So we're going to be needing here in 3 colors, maroon, green and yellow. We're going to be needing 2 sizes of crochet hook. I used 3.5 millimeter and then 1.75 millimeter crochet hook. This is mine, this one here. It's mine. I've used it for a long time and it's very comfortable. And I got this hook from a crochet hook set as part of the winning, and is from Smiley Hooks. And then this tape is also in the crochet hook set from Smiley Hooks. So we're going to be needing a tape measure, a yarn needle, a scissors. This is my scissors here. We're going to be needing scissors for cutting because we're going to be doing a lot of cutting. And then lastly, we'll be needing copper wire. So I used this 0.5 millimeter copper wire I got from Garki Market. If you're in Abuja, you can get it in Garki Market. There's a jewelry store there. I forgot the name of the store, sorry. So copper wire. And then I got this copper wire as part of the winning, and it's from Crafties. Crafties is in Lagos, and I'm not going to be using this particular one because it's not the same size with the one I used. This is the one I used, 0.50 millimeter, while this is 0.315 millimeter. So just in case you want to buy, you should also take note of the size you want to buy. This is from Crafties. You can just check them out. I think maybe they will have the size as well. So we're going to prepare the copper wire and then begin crocheting. We're going to be needing about 35 centimeter of copper wire. So this is 35, and I'm just going to measure out the copper wire. Should be 35 centimeter in length. So okay, this is 35 centimeter, and I'm just going to cut it out like so. Okay, so I'll fold it in half now. So for each leaf, you're going to use this folded copper wire. So this is one, and we're going to make 3 more for the other 3 leaves. And then when you finish making it, you can start crocheting. We're going to be making the leaf with 2 strands of yarn and 3.5 millimeter hook. If you don't know how to get 2 strands of yarn from one skein, you can check my other video. There's a video about it. So we're going to start with 19 chains. 1, 2, 3, 19. So this is where you take your copper wire and put it beside your chain. So we're going to be working on top of the copper wire. So from here on, you're going to skip 1 and single crochet 11. So we're skipping this first chain here, and then we're going to single crochet, insert a hook into the next one here. So I'm just going to do that and then put back my wire. I'm going to make a single crochet above the copper wire. So this is 1. We're making 10 more, so make it 11 single crochet. So 2, 3, 11. So we're making 3 half double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. So in the last stitch we're going to be making 8 double crochets. So 1, and 8. So we've made 8 double crochet in the last stitch. We're just going to fold this in half now to make sure that the beginning of this and this is aligned. So just going to fold it like so. Okay, so we can begin working in this opposite direction. So we're going to do the same thing that we did here. So we're going to start with 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So I'm working above my yarn, extra yarn there. So 1, 2, and then 3. So next is 3 half double crochet, 3. Okay, so before we continue, I'm going to cut this excess yarn here. I'm going to just pull a little and then cut it. Okay, so next we're going to be working 11 single crochet in the remaining 11 stitches. So 1, 10, and 11. So we are done for the first round. So the second round now, we don't need the copper wire for the second round. Copper wire is just for the first round. So second round, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet 10. So in the very first stitch here, we're going to start 1, 2, 9, and then the next is 4 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to do 4 double crochets, 1. So we're going to put 4 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2 in the same stitch, 3 in the same stitch, and 4 in the same stitch. So we have 4 double crochets in this stitch. So in the next 2 stitches we're going to do 1 double crochet and 1 double crochet increase, 1 double crochet and 1 double crochet increase. So let's begin. 1 double crochet, the next one is 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2, 1, and then the next one we have 2 in the same stitch. So 1 and 2. So we're going to put 4 double crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, all in one stitch. So from here on we're going to do 4 double crochet, 4 half double crochet and 10 single crochets. So 4 double crochet, 1 and 4. So 4 half double crochets now, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're going to make 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 9 and 10. So for round 3 we're going to chain 1 and turn again. So in this round we're going to start with 12 single crochets. So in the very first stitch, 1, 2 and 12, then 1 half double crochet. So in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to do 7 double crochets. So 1, 2, 7. So in the next stitch we're going to make 4 double crochet in the same stitch. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're going to do double crochet, 8 double crochets now. 1 and 8. So we're going to put 4 double crochets in the same stitch, that's in the next stitch. So 7 double crochets now. 1 and 7. So 1 half double crochet, and 12 single crochets. 1, 12. Okay, so we finished round 3, and we're going to cut the yarn from round 3. So I'm just going to make a chain there and cut the yarn. Okay, so this is our first to third round, and we're going to start the 4th round. So we cut the yarn here. We're just going to turn the work like so, and then count 11 stitches. We're going to attach the yarn in the 12th stitch. So this is the very first one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to attach the yarn in the 12th stitch here. So I'm going to make my slip knot, and then pull out through the 12 stitch. I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so this is our chain 1. We're going to start single crocheting in this stitch here. So I'm going to crochet around my extra loop here, so I don't need to weave in later. So 1 single crochet now. Okay, so in the next stitch we're going to half double crochet 1 still above my extra loop, sorry, and then we're going to double crochet 7. So 1, 2, we're going to do 4 double crochets in the next stitch. So in the next stitch we're making 2 double crochets in it in the same stitch. So 1 and 2 in the same stitch. So we're going to do 4 double crochets now. So 2 double crochets times 2, that's 2 double crochet in each stitch times 2. So I'm going to make the first increase here 1 and another double crochet in the same stitch. So this is 1, and then the second increase I'm going to do 1 double crochet and another double crochet in the same stitch. So we're going to do 4 double crochets now. 1, so a double crochet increase here, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2 in the same stitch. So next is 4 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and 4. So we're going to do 7 double crochets. 1, 7, 1 half double crochet, 1 single crochet, and we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch and then cut the yarn. So we've done a slip stitch and we just cut the yarn here. I'm just going to chain 1. So we finished the 3rd round and we're going to begin the 5th round now. Yeah, it's the 5th one. Yeah, so we just turn the work again this way, and we're going to attach the yarn here at the beginning of this round 3 here. So I'm just going to insert my hook in the first stitch and then take my yarn, make a slip knot, like so, and then pull it through the stitch. I'm going to start working in the very first stitch, and I'm going to work over this yarn here. So we're going to be single crocheting 18 this time around. So 1, 2. So we've reached this part that we've attached. This is the 11th one, remember? So we're just going to work still on this 11th one. So this is 11. And then in the 12th one where you attached and then made a slip knot, like you didn't work on it, this one here, you're just going to single crochet in the stitch below it. So this is 12. So in the 13th one, you can start working in the stitch that is here. That's the top one. So 13, 14, 17, and 18. Okay, so this is how it's going to look, as if you've not joined anything here. So in the next stitch, we're going to make a single crochet increase as two single crochets in the same stitch. So I've put 1 and 2. So I'm going to make 5 single crochets here. 1 and 5. So the next is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So 1 and 2. 7 single crochets now. So 1, 2, and 7. So in the next 2 stitches, we're going to be making single crochet increases. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch as well. So 1 and 2. So 7 single crochets here. So 1 and 7. 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 and 2. So 5 single crochets, 1 and 5. So we're going to make 2 single crochets in the next stitch now, 1 and 2. So the next is 18 single crochet. Just remember, whatever you do for the side, you do the same for the other side. So 18, I'm going to start with 1 and 18. So I'm just going to chain 1, cut the yarn like that. So we're done with the 5th round, and that's that for green yarn. We're going to attach the maroon yarn now. That's yarn color C. This is what we're going to be using. Also double strand, we're going to be needing the maroon, and we're going to be using 2 strands of maroon yarn. So I'm going to attach the yarn on the very first stitch. I finished off here, right? This is where I finished off. So I'm attaching the maroon yarn in the opposite side. So this is where I'm attaching the yarn here. So I'm just going to make a slip knot and attach the yarn, pull it through the stitch. We're not going to chain one. We're just going to start slip stitching, and we're going to make 34 slip stitches. So this is the first one. This is 1, like this. We're going this way. So this is 2, 3, 33, and 34. So we're going to skip 2 stitches and then make 35 slip stitches. So this is 1, this is 2, we're skipping the 2, and in the third one I'm just going to fold the leaf in 2 and then slip stitch this way tightly, like so, and then I'm going to open it. I'm not stretching it, just opening it a little bit so that I can work in the next round. So this is 2, I've done 1 before, so this is 2 for this other side, and we're going to slip stitch to the end of this part, which will make 35 single crochets. So let me slip stitch 3. Okay, so I've made the 31st slip stitch and I've cut the yarn. I'm just going to use my hand to stretch out the edge, not the whole, yeah, just the edge a little bit, because the slip stitch is a bit tight. So I'm just going to stretch it out a little. I think this is okay. So the skipping we did here is going to give the leaf a curved look here, like so, and we're done with one leaf. So I'm just going to tie off this part and cut off the yarn. I've tied off and cut the excess yarn. So this is one, and we're going to be making 3 more to make a total of 4 leaves. So I've done the 4 here, the same thing, and we're going to start with the yellow flower now. Okay, so for the yellow leaf, you're going to be using the 1.75 crochet millimeter hook and 1 strand of yaya. If you don't have yaya where you are, you can just make a swatch. I think 22 by 20 or 20 by 20 is in the pattern anyway. You can get the gauge and the pattern and then get an equivalent yarn in the same size. So we're going to start with a magic ring. We're going to double crochet 14 in the magic ring. So I'm going to be making 14 double crochet inside the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3. This is my 14 double crochets, and I'm going to slip stitch to the very first stitch here, like so. So we've done the first round. I'm just going to pull this loop to close up the hole. Okay, so in the next round we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet in the same stitch as this, chain 3. So this make 2 double crochets now. So in each of the stitches we're going to be putting 2 double crochet in each of the stitches. So let's begin. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. So we're going to repeat this till we reach the end of the round. 1 and 2. So we've finished this round, and we're going to slip stitch at the top of the chain 3. Okay, so slip stitch and we're done. So the next round now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 3 again. So 1 double crochet, this make 2 stitches, and then we're going to be making 2 double crochets in each of the next 16 stitches. So let's do it. So this is 1 and 2 in the same stitch. This is 1, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. So we have 2 stitches now, and in the 16th stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets as well. So you can see that this part is beginning to like become flouncy. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and round 4 we're going to make 2 double crochets times 2. So I'm just going to start in the very first one, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2. So this is 1, and we're going to make another one in the next stitch. So 1 and 2 in the same stitch, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So this is 2, and we're going to make 3 treble crochet in the next stitch. So 3. We're going to yarn over twice. Remember, I have treble crochet, so this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And the next stitch, and we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So slip stitch to the first chain here. Just going to come back, insert my hook into the first chain, and we'll make a slip stitch like so. So we're going to make 3 treble crochet in the next stitch now. So yarn over twice, and then in the next stitch make your treble crochet. So this is 1. I'm making 3. This is 2, yarn over twice, and this is the third one now. Okay, so this process from here to here, we're going to repeat it times 8. We're going to repeat it 8 times, so that is 2 double crochets times 2. Then we're going to make 3 treble in one stitch, chain 3 and slip stitch to the first chain, and we're going to make 3 treble in the next. So we're going to be repeating that till we finish the round. So the next is 2 double crochet in the same stitch times 2. Now I'm going to do the last treble. So 1, 2, and 3. So 2 stitches remaining. We're just going to make 2 double crochets in each of the 2 stitches here. So we are done with this part. We're just going to cut the yarn. I'm going to chain 1 and cut it like so. So I'm just going to fasten off this one here because it keeps pulling. So just pull tight to close the hole and then tie it off. I'm just going to tie it to some stitches here and then cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this now, and this is how it looks. And we're going to start making the flower bud, the small thingy in the center. Okay, we're still going to use our 1.75 crochet hook and 1 strand of wire. So we're going to start with 4 chains. One, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll slip stitch to the very first chain here to make a magic ring. So I'll slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1. I'll make 6 single crochet in the magic ring. So this is very tiny. I don't know if you're seeing it. So 6 single crochet. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lastly 6. Okay, so from now on we're going to be working in rounds without making slip stitch. We're just going to be going round and round. I'm just going to turn this to face the other direction, and then we're going to start working in the next stitch without making a slip stitch. So in the very first stitch here, I'm going to insert my hook and make a single crochet. So this is the first stitch. I'm going to make a single crochet. So when I do this, I'm going to insert a different color of yarn to be my marker. A stitch marker is so big for this project and it will be disrupting the work, so I think just a different color yarn is okay. So like this, and we're going to do 5 more single crochets to finish the second round. So this is 1 already, and lastly 6. Okay, so this is round 2, and from round 3 to round 9, that is 7 more rounds. We're just going to be single crocheting 6 around. 5 and 6. So this is my 7 rounds done, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the next stitch and cut the yarn. Okay, like so. I'm just going to take this marker and we're going to make 3 of this. Okay, so I've made 2 more. Let me take out this marker. Okay, I've made 2 more, so I have 3 flower buds, and I think it's time for assembling everything together. We have the leaves, we have this flower, and then the flower buds. So we're going to start assembling. So to assemble it, I'm going to need more copper wire. Let me see, about like about 16 centimeter long, because we're going to fold it in 2. So I'm just going to measure it out again. 16. I'm just going to cut 18. If it's too much, I'll trim it. So I have this. I'm just going to take one of the bud like this and thread the copper wire through it from the top. Okay, so I've gotten it out. I'm just going to take this other part and put it through one of the stitches. It's out. So I'll just pull this, let it be the same length with the other one, and then straighten it out. So we're going to do this for just one of the bud, not all 3, just one, like so. And then we're going to take this and put it in the middle of the flower through the inside. This is the back, this is outside the flower, and this is inside the flower. So I'm just going to put it here from the middle and then wrap around this flower like this. This part should be up, and then this part like this. So I'm just going to wrap it tightly. One part is going to overlap the other like this, and we're going to use our yarn needle to sew using this. Okay, so I've sewed to the top of the flower. I'm just going to put one more stitch here, one more, and I think I'm done. So this is the flower here. If this bird is too big for you, you can just reduce the number of rounds you put for the bird, like this. So I'm done. I'm just going to take out the needle, use my hook to thread this other yarn here from the end of the flower. I'm just going to pull it through the stitch and tie off with the second one. Just going to cut it off here. Okay, so I'm done with this part of the flower. So for the bottom part now, I'm just going to straighten the copper wire, use the 1.75 millimeter hook and one strand of yarn. I'm going to attach it somewhere here. There is no particular place, just anywhere you can attach your yarn. We're going to attach the yarn and single crochet 5. So this is chain 1. So this is the chain 1. I'm going to start with 1 single crochet in the same stitch. It's not really a stitch, but it counts as a stitch now. So 1, and we're going to just do single crochet just around this flower, 5 single crochets. And lastly, this will be my 5th stitch, and then from now on I'm just going to do single crochets around for like 8 more rounds. No slip stitch, just working in round. So I've done the 8 rounds. The purpose of this is just to cover this copper wire here. So I've done the 8 rounds, and this is how the top of the flower looks. This is the body. So I'm just going to use this strand of yarn to attach the other buds to the flower. So I've threaded my yarn needle now. I'm just going to sew this to the side of the flower. Okay, and then I'll attach the second one as well. So this is the second one, and I'm going to just attach it in the opposite direction. So and then cut it off with the extra wire that's down below. Okay, so I'm done with the flower now. So I'm going to sew the leaves together. Okay, so for the leaf, I've threaded the yarn needle with a green thread, and this is how I'm going to sew them. Like one leaf will overlap the other, one should overlap like this, and I'm going to be sewing from here to around the 10th stitch or thereabout. So let's begin sewing the leaf. So this is the middle, and I'm just going to place it this way. So I'm going to start sewing from here, the very first stitch. So this is how the back looks. So I've single crocheted to around the 10th stitch, going to come back here and insert my hook. This is because I want to sew this side of the leaf to this one. So I'm just going to sew this part as well before attaching the next leaf. So I'm done for this one, and you can see from the back they are joined together. So I'm going to take the second leaf now, put it around the middle, and then join it together from here same way, and I'm going to do the same for all 4 leaves. So I've sewn all 4 leaves together. This is the front and this is the back. Right, so all we're going to do now is attach this to this, and we're going to be sewing this to this part of the leaf around here because we're going to be bending it. So this is my working yarn, and I'm just going to thread it upwards like so, and then place it here. So let me see, I think this place is enough. We're done with this, and then we're just going to fold the leaf together, like bring it all together like this. Okay, so this is how I want it to be, and we're going to sew this part to this part now. So let's continue sewing. So this goes here like this, this goes around like this, so about the middle part of this stitch. So it's going to stop this way, and then I can start sewing. So my needle goes. Okay, so let me just open it to see if it's okay. I'm just going to bend the copper wire from this part like this. All the flowers should face opposite direction, and then this too. It's enough. I'm just going to put it one more time and then cut off the excess yarn like so. So now I can tie off and cut off the excess yarn. So I'm just going to thread it into this place now before cutting. Okay, so we are done with the costus spectabilis plant. So you're just going to arrange it with your hand like so, and voila. So this is how it looks. Okay, so for the competition, I made a small flower pot that I put it inside. I'm not going to show that here. Thank you for watching. Do remember to tag me on your post if you decide to try the costus spectabilis pattern. So remember to tag me so I can see your creations, and if you need any clarification, you can also contact me on any of my social media handles. I'm going to leave it in the description too. So thank you.